This is the first in a series where I'm going to talk about how we can actually reduce government. In this episode here, I'm going to be talking about why government workers should not be paying taxes. In later episodes, I talk about restricting voting rights and how that can actually help reduce government. Some will view it as anti-democratic, but hear me on out when I bring out those episodes. For this episode, it's kind of like almost the foundation for these other episodes. Government workers should not be paying taxes. The simple reason is they are paid with taxes. Let's take a federal government worker. They fill out currently federal income taxes. But how does their salaries get paid? Well, they get paid by government, but how does government get paid? Because they tax the population. So you have how federal government workers get paid is with federal taxes. So here you have a federal government worker paying federal taxes with their salaries, which is paid with federal taxes. This is government taking money out of one pocket and putting it into the other. There's no net gain for government by taxing government workers. But it's even worse. You see, when in that transition from moving money from one pocket to another, it's like you're having a pocket full of loose change. And you go in there and you grab as much as you can. And you grab it out of one pocket, and then you try to give it to your other hand, and that other hand tries to stuff it into the other pocket. What happens? You lose coins in the process. And that's what's happening when we have government workers, federal workers, paying federal income taxes, because it costs money to process their tax forms. The IRS has to process their tax application of tax forms and give them back the returns. And what are we doing when we give a federal government employee money back from their federal taxes? Well, it's like we turn to a government employee and saying, here, we're going to give you $100. But you gotta give us $33 of that back. Actually, it'd be like $50 to be honest about it. You gotta give us $50 back. Oh, you gave us $50 back. Hey, listen, because you jumped through these little hoops, we're gonna give you $5 back. Well, in reality, what did the federal government actually pay that government worker? $55, not $100. It's just a subterfuge. A shell game, a con game, making the federal employee feels that he is actually paid more than he actually is. Same thing happens with state employees paying state income taxes. Same thing happens with local government workers who pay property taxes and sales taxes. Now, to do this right, whether you're a federal, state, or local county, city worker, you shouldn't be paying any taxes. Now, if you're a local worker, you shouldn't be paying state income taxes or federal income taxes. The truth of the matter is we have government. Just government. Now, government likes breaking itself into different parts. We have the federal, we have the state, we have counties, we have cities, and then there's even little government bodies within those, school districts being one example. But they all work for government. If we were to go and if you're a government worker, you pay no government income tax. Not federal, not state. If you're a government worker and you pay no property taxes. Now, a lot of people are going to be saying, well, what if there's a couple and one's a government worker and the other one works in the private sector, and they own a house. Shouldn't like half the house, half the property taxes be paid by that family? Possibly. It's something that can be worked out. There's a lot of variations that will need to be addressed, but the overall is probably not. Because again, when you're a married couple, normally, you pool your incomes together. You pay bills as a single unity. So by having that couple who has a government worker as one of the couple members paying property taxes, you're just having, again, government money being given to government. Taxes being paid with taxes. If we were to do this, I think the people will start to understand that government workers are not like you and I. They have a special class, a special condition, a special identity, a special status in our society. And that is because the society pays taxes, and these individuals get a portion of those taxes. They are not like you and I in that aspect. And if we were to eliminate them paying taxes, we would have an immediate benefit. There's no cost to this. There's only a savings to this. The IRS will process less tax forms. That will cost us less. We may be able to shrink IRS more. Doubt it, but I'm sure they're going to fight it every step of the way to being reduced. But it will save us processing time. These government workers benefit too. I mean, if you're a government worker, right now, you fill out your federal income tax form, your state income tax form, you write a check out to your local governments for your property taxes. That all comes at a cost. It's your time, it's your energy, it's the stamp you use to mail it in. It's all those tax forms have to be printed up to be filled out by government workers. People have to distribute more of them. That increases the shipping costs. And also increases the stress level for government workers. I don't know anyone that is not at least stressed a little bit when they fill out their income tax forms. Government workers won't have that stress anymore. So this is a positive, but it's also a foundation upon which my later videos in this series, How to Shrink Government, is almost kind of built upon. It gets the public and government workers themselves to view them as different from the private sector workers, from employers, etc. They are a special case, and they should be treated differently. And it's just simple logic for this change here. I mean, absolutely simple logic. They're paid with tax money. For them to pay then any taxes, you're using tax money to pay taxes. It costs, government gets nothing out of it, okay? Nothing. It only costs government money for government workers to pay taxes. There's no net gain. Unless you want to call the facade of government workers paying taxes somehow a net gain. Instead, let's say people in the United States, on average, if they're not working for government, pay about 50% of their income, 40 to 50% of their income to government. When you take in the federal taxes, the federal income tax, state income tax, property taxes, sales taxes of all kinds, and you gotta understand everything you buy, there's a sales tax slapped on it. Unless you're a nonprofit. I'll cover them later in this series. But all that comes at a cost. but not really to either the government worker or kind of government. That cost. There's no profit in government when a government worker pays taxes. The government has given them money, and by them paying taxes, government is saying, "Oh, give me back some of the money I just gave you," and that's just foolish. It's just stupid, and that needs to be stopped. If you are a taxpayers organization, pro-taxpayer organization, really look into this. There should be, in the states that allow statewide referendums, you should get a statewide referendum that has, in that state, federal, state, and local employees not paying either state or local taxes. Now, I wouldn't have the referendum say not to pay federal taxes because that has to be dealt with at the federal level. But a federal employee that lives and resides in a state shouldn't pay state or local taxes. This will get people to start seeing government workers as what they really are. Sees that there's no, as far as the taxes are concerned, there's no gain in taxing government workers other than the facade of pretending that government pays government workers more than government actually does. This is the first of the series. Tomorrow, we'll begin how to then shrink the federal government, and you'll understand that when I talk about it. Now, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, please subscribe to my channel. I come out with videos sometimes in reaction to breaking news, and sometimes I load more than one video a day. Today I'll probably be filming about 4 videos, but I'm going to be releasing them one a day for a while. But sometimes for breaking news videos, I release them as soon as I can because you gotta ride the Google search engine wave. If you want to get these videos when they're being released, notified of them, when subscribing to my channel, to the left of the subscribe button is a bell icon. Click on it and you can choose between text message and email notification. Also, I have a mailing list, and when that mailing list gets to 100 subscribers, I'm going to start producing a weekly unlisted video where I reply to selected comments posted to last week's batch of public videos. If you'd like to see these reply to comment videos, in the description below is a link to the mailing list sign up form. Please subscribe. Well, this is the beginning of a new series for this channel. I'm looking forward to doing it. See you tomorrow. Bye.